Welcome to September and a new rundown of the 10 best indie games coming out this month. September is usually a fairly busy time for releases, and this year was no different, so it has been quite difficult paring it down to just 10. We start off this month with Sumerian 6, a tactical stealth game in the same vein as Desperados and the like. Set in a fantastical version of the Second World War, you take on the role of Enigma Squad, a team of commando scientists who venture behind enemy lines to fight Nazis and uncover arcane mysteries. One of the appeals of this title, outside the general goodness of tactical stealth games, is the cast of characters you get to control. They all have really interesting abilities that allow for some inventive ways to tackle levels. You even have one character who is a werebear. From my time with the demo, Sumerian 6 appears to have the chops in terms of level design, which is one of the main things these types of games have to get right. This, combined with a variety of tactics available to the player and interesting setting, means that we could have another classic to add to the genre. Sumerian 6 stealths its way onto PC September 2nd.
I've got glimpses of a strange machine he's been working on. I have no idea what it does.
We'll keep it simple then. Stab and shoot our way to the off button.
They said that a career in archaeology would be uneventful.
Next up, we have Paper Ghost Stories' Third Eye Open, a supernatural narrative adventure set within a small Malaysian suburb. This is a coming-of-age story as you take control of Tina, a young girl who is able to see spirits. You form a friendship with young ghost Shi, and together you face challenges in both the real and spiritual world. The presentation is what first drew me to this game, a stunning paper theatre style, which the developers say is inspired by Josh Papercraft of Southeast Asia. Added to that is the fact that this is a title steeped in Malaysian tradition, culture and folklore. It's always great to see a different culture represented within games. Paper Ghost Stories' Third Eye Open comes to all the consoles and PC September 5th. Caravan SandWitch is a game about exploration, a journey to find a lost sister, one that sees you venture across a sci-fi province-like world, meet new people in the community of Kiaglo and help them with various tasks. Life is simple, just you, your van and the world. No combat, no death, no timers. It's an enticing prospect to be free to just explore and see what is out there, one that not many games look to provide. Caravan SandWitch arrives on Nintendo Switch, PC and PlayStation 5, September 12th. Demonschool is a game that screams style, an elegant tactics RPG that takes inspiration from the Persona series. Set in a university, there is a morning, noon and evening day-night cycle, meaning you don't have time to do everything and must therefore make smart choices about how you spend your time. There are also relationships to enhance as you meet new teammates and battle against the demon hordes. Combat requires you to carefully plan out your moves, positioning and moving enemies to the right point on the battlefield before hitting go to see how things pan out. Make a mistake and you can always rewind to try again. You could say it looks a bit like a 2D Persona game, but I think it also brings its own ideas to the table, and much like the aforementioned series, it looks to have a lot of style. Demonschool stars its way onto all the consoles and PC September 13th. Next up is the Plucky Squire, a game that looks to fuse 2D and 3D gameplay. Set within a storybook, the Plucky Squire Jot soon learns that there is life outside the pages of their book. Jot is forced into the outside world by evil Humgrump, who has realised the only way to win is to remove Jot from the equation. From here on in, Jot must jump between the 2D and 3D world to solve puzzles and mini-challenges as he looks to restore the book's happy ending. It is this transition between 2D and 3D worlds that sparked interest in this title from the beginning, and as more of the game has been revealed, my desire to experience what the developers have cooked up has only grown. The Plucky Squire marches onto all the consoles and PC September 17th.
Adventure actually, begin. The land was abuzz, the anticipation electric. Jot could not let the people down, and luckily, it seems that he has found an answer to their question. Yes, Jot, that seems to be working. You always have a way with words. Keep it up. And there it is. Our great story has found its beginning.
The Souls-like genre has really flourished in the last few years, so much so that much like back in the day when Doom clones turned into first-person shooters, we need to find a new name to classify Souls-likes. Enotria, the last song, looks to join the fray. Developed by an Italian team, the game is inspired by Italian folklore, giving it a different look to the more grey medieval style we are used to seeing. Enotria is going for a more fast-paced combat, involving quick steps and chainable parries, with players encouraged to remain on the offensive. So what does this latest Souls-like do differently, I hear you ask? Well, it's all about masks. There are 30 plus masks that the player can don, with each one altering the loadout and changing the way you play. You can swap between 3 customizable loadouts at any time, which can lead to some really interesting builds and a lot of flexibility for the player. The obvious downside to this is that balancing for so many options could be rather difficult, and this will ultimately be where the game succeeds or fails. Enotria, the last song, thrusts its way to PC, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S, September 18th.
Words and tales worn as medals avail naught for a hero's self-proclaimed. And what of you, trespasser? Have you come to pry the stone from his boot? It matters not. Your fate is sealed by weapon drawn. This day, a bloodline ends.
Next up, we have a game that isn't really new as such, what with it being a remake, but it's a remake of one of the best games ever made, and so deserves its place on this month's list, and of course, it is my pick of the month. Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Reforged is a full-on 4K remake of the first Broken Sword game, a seminal point-and-click adventure game from the 1990s. You play as George Stobart, an American who, alongside journalist Nicole Collard, finds themselves mixed up in an adventure featuring ancient mysteries, dark conspiracies, and arcane Knights Templar secrets. For anyone who has even a passing interest in point-and-click adventure games, I highly recommend you check this out. And for those who have played this game before, well, now you can play it again, wonderfully restored and including the original intro. Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Reforged comes to all platforms September 19th. Bloomtown, A Different Story is a colourful narrative JRPG that looks to mix turn-based combat with monster training and social elements, set in a seemingly peaceful 1960s Americana world, giving off some Earthbound vibes. Playing as Emily and her younger brother Chester, you arrive in Bloomtown on your summer holidays, but soon learn that the quiet, sleepy town is perhaps not quite all that it seems, as you find out that the fears and vices of the townsfolk have manifested as monstrous life forms in the underside. Working together with demons that you have tamed, you fight back in turn-based battles, looking to save the souls of the inhabitants of the town. It's not all doom and gloom though. After all, you are on your summer holidays. When not fighting demons, you can relax with some gardening or fishing, maybe earn some pocket money at the local store, or train in the gym. It's a nice mix of mechanics that seems to fit together well, and alongside the colourful art style, it creates an intriguing game. Bloomtown: A Different Story comes to all the consoles and PC September 24th. Our penultimate game for September is Beyond Galaxyland, a retro-futuristic adventure RPG with some lovely looking pixel art. Inspired by classic sci-fi films, the game sees you step into the shoes of high schooler Doug as he is whisked away to Galaxyland, a zoo-like solar system of planets. His goal? To save Earth itself. You will visit various different planets, all with a distinct look to them, fighting against foes in tactical battles, alongside your pet guinea pig Boom Boom and a sentient robot called Martybot. The presentation is probably the key to this game's attraction. Alongside the great pixel art is an amazing soundtrack that complements the epic adventure your character undertakes, creating something that looks and sounds very appealing. Beyond Galaxyland blasts onto all the consoles and PC September 24th.
Reaches of the galaxy to assemble a ragtag crew of specialists that might just tip the balance. Though with every planet teeming with galactic nemesis and a secret power manipulating reality from behind the curtain, defending time and space might be easier said than done. Beyond Galaxyland, plummeting to Earth on September 24th. Wishlist now. Guys?
Finally for September, we have the Nameless Slay Dragon. This title is a gamebook adventure turn-based RPG, which is a bit of a mouthful, but basically means a turn-based RPG that plays a bit like you were reading through a Dungeons & Dragons book. The game features turn-based combat, more than 20 classes with multiple skill options for each, and a rich crafting system. Everything is presented in a way that makes it feel like you're moving through a book, with a flat art style and the UI set within the pages of a book. Alongside combat, there are various choices to be made when conversing with NPCs. Different decisions will lead to different outcomes and the branching of the story, with multiple endings available. What struck me when playing the demo was how dense the game was, despite its slightly low-key appearance, with an interesting combat system and good world building. The Nameless Slay Dragon arrives on PC September 26th. That rounds out the list for September. A well-rounded mix of games, I'm sure you will agree. Let me know in the comments below which game or games you're most looking forward to. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Really helps me out, really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.